Hi friends, it's Leah. I am maybe just right on time, but I'm gonna let it have a couple of minutes to settle in. Hope you guys let people find the live real quick, and then we'll get going on our card today. So I missed you last week. I was teaching a class for independent retailers last week, so that's where I was. I was actually still teaching live, just in a different avenue. Okay, so I see some people have jumped on. So I'm going to say hi to Lisa and Marie, Ash and Diane and Pamela, and JJ and Monique and Pear Blossom Crest. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm excited to hang out with you. And Shay, hello, friend. Jackie. Oh, you guys found us quick. I'm glad you guys are jumping on to hang out with us today. So I'm sure Heather will be on here in any minute. I'm going to also get this set up on my phone so that when I switch over, I will be ready to try to check out your comments as I craft. So we had a release yesterday, as many of you probably know, and our release is full of washi tape sets and hot foil plates, a lot of stuff to freshen up and complement previously released products as well. And then, of course, those beautiful metallic gold and silver pearls that we're introducing. So just lots of goodness released yesterday. I'm really excited about your response to them. Oh, I see Heather's here. Hey there, girl. So I am going to create a card today with the Lemons and Blueberries washi tape set. I realized as I was kind of piecing this card together, kind of thinking about what I wanted to do, that I felt like I had somewhat seen it somewhere else. And so I was scrolling and I'm like, maybe Heather created a card like this. And sure enough, Heather created a slimline card that has some similarities to the card I'm going to make today. So we are going to call this Inspired by Heather Day. So there will be differences, of course, but there's definitely some inspiration with this card. So before I get my camera flipped over, it looks like we have quite a few people watching now. So it would be a good time to get it flipped over here in a minute. But before I do, we will be giving away a $15 gift card code at the end of this live. Heather will pick a winner. So a couple of ways to enter to win that gift card is one, just by commenting. So chat, hang out in the comments, ask questions if you have them. If I miss a comment or a question, I probably only see about 10% of them as they go through while I'm creating at the same time. Heather captures as much of it as she possibly can as well. So, but if we both miss it, just ask it again. And you also might receive an answer from other people in the comments as well too. So, and then also underneath the video, there's an arrow with a arrow button with the word share next to it. And you can also hit that button and share it. You could share it to your personal Facebook page. You could share it in a Facebook group if it's allowed. Just make sure that it is allowed, or with a friend, whatever. So, but share it, come back here, let us know that you shared, and that counts as an extra entry. I see that Dee has joined on with us today. Hey, Dee. So I have to tell you guys something about Dee real quick before I flip my camera and get going with this card. So Dee and I were crafting together over Zoom this past weekend, and she's like, hey, have you seen this? And she showed me this 2-inch wide Post-it tape. And I was like, I have never seen that. And I have tape envy. So lo and behold, I got an Amazon Prime package on my doorstep yesterday. And I was like, I didn't order anything from Prime. And I looked at my husband and I'm like, did you order anything from Prime? And he's like, no. And I'm like, did I order something and I forgot? But lo and behold, it was 2-inch Post-it tape from my friend Dee. She's awesome. I died laughing when I saw it. And so I just had to share because And the little note says, I don't know anyone else that would love and appreciate it as much as I do, which is so true. So thank you, Dee. You're awesome. And every single time I use this Post-it tape, I will think of you. Okay, personal story done. Let's get this camera flipped around and let's get creating. So give me just a second while we transition here. Okay, just got to do these because it will get too bright if I don't lower that a little bit. Okay, so here we are. I am going to let my phone catch up with me here on YouTube so I can make sure that it looks okay. And there we go. It sure does. Okay, friends. Today we are going to be using this new washi tape called Lemons and Blueberries. This is illustrated by a new watercolor artist that has signed on freelance with Pinkfresh. Her name is Valentine, I'm not completely sure, but anyway. And look at how beautiful this tape is. So Lemons and Blueberries does not have any foiling on it because we just didn't really feel like it fit. We thought it was just beautiful as is. And the great thing about that is this makes it where it is usable with both of those metallic pearls that we released in both the gold and the silver. So, and they, both of those metallic shades look really great with this washi tape. Oh, I see that Lisa just shared this video with her entire ER nursing team. So here's hoping they love crafting. Okay, so I already have some of the pieces cut, but we're going to go ahead and cut another one so you can see how amazing and fun it is to and easy it is to cut these out. So here is how I like to do this. So I am just using my glass mat and I am going to trim the panel down first. There's a lot of ways you can do this. This one just happens to be my preference. So then I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock and I am going to just adhere it down. All right. Now, if you have if you get any bubbles and you have a stencil friend, you can easily brush it out that way. You can also just use your fingers. But this washi tape sticks so perfectly. Like I really don't ever have that many issues with it. So then I am going to go ahead and just trim off the little bit of excess cardstock here. And then we will get around to die cutting it. So look at how beautiful this is. Now this is just 100-pound white cardstock, but you can really stick this washi tape, to anything. You could stick it to vellum to make it feel a little bit more transparent. You could do colored cardstock behind it and it would make it look a little bit different. The other things you can do, which we probably should showcase here sometime, is if you actually put it down on like a parchment paper, you can actually run it through your die cut machine and then the washi tape pieces peel up and then you can treat them like a sticker, which is really great for people that love to do planners and notebooks and Bible journaling and all of that kind of stuff. So it really makes this very versatile. So Lemons and Blueberries comes with the one-piece die like all of our other washi tape releases from earlier this year. So the great thing about it is you only have to line up the die once. You don't have to, you're not trying to line up a million different die cut pieces and hoping that they don't interfere with each other. We just really love this concept so that it's just super easy, one pass through your machine, easy breezy, and you are not wondering if your die cuts are going to shift as they go. So take just a little bit of time to line up all of those edges so that you're getting a nice good cut around each of the images here. I'm just going to tape it down with some a washi tape, not that, you know, I'm only going to use that special Post-it tape from D for very special occasions. Okay, so now I'm just going to run it through my machine real quick. Okay, so this to me is the fun part. So I'm going to just take this tape off so I can reuse it later down the road. And so here's the fun part. Like when you take out all of the pieces, oops, it's just as easy as that. Like all of the little pieces pop out. Oh, this might have been a little off the edge here of my die cut machine. I thought I kind of felt it, that I didn't have it in there very well. So here's what I'm going to do. I am just going to trim off this excess so it doesn't get in my way. And I am just going to run the bottom through one more time because I see where it didn't cut out very well. So I'm just going to line that up. Again, make sure you get a good lineup. I'm just going to pass it through one more time. So not a big deal. That was more my fault. I didn't realize as much was hanging off the edge as it was. And then we'll have those last two pieces cut. Michelle is saying that she used her washi tape on pale plaid paper and then it looked really cool. That's very neat. Okay, so this time these two should be nice and cut out. Perfect. There we go. So don't be afraid to run your pieces through your die cut machine twice. If you have a Spellbinders Platinum 6, you'll have to anyway, because these are a little too long for the standard plates on the Spellbinders. So typically I can get it through my Gemini with one pass, but I kind of shifted it down. So that was my fault. So then you have all of these fantastic pieces ready to make cards. So this washi tape is 4 inches wide and it's 10 meters long. And I think we actually had a customer do the math for us, or actually took out all of the panels. It's like 42 or 43 of these panels you get with all of the elements on it. So tons of great card making options. Like if you have a card making group that you do things with, like this is great for bulk creating. Really super fun. Now, something we're not going to use today, but I wanted to mention is it does have a coordinating 4x12 stamp set as well. Of course, the images are all on one stamp so that it also coordinates with the one piece die. And then it's got some really beautiful sentiments that kind of line up with that whole lemon feel of the washi tape. Lisa McDonald, you could absolutely cut this. You could tape the washi tape down on acetate, pardon me, and use that as well. That would totally work. Okay, so I'm gonna set these aside for now because we are going to do a little bit of ink blending and a little bit of hot foiling. So I guess the first thing I probably should do is I'm going to get my hot foil machine warming up. So let me get that going. It's going to be off camera for now, but we need to get that heated up. So I'm just making some adjustments over here with my whole little world. Okay, so I've got my machine on over here to the left of me. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of ink blending first while that is warming up. Yes, I agree. Someone mentioned, or Pear Blossom Press mentioned it would be a lovely gift set for handmade cards too, and I agree. Oh, do you make me laugh? That's so funny. Honestly, like I have always had like a lot of washi tape that I've had in my stash. I just have never really known how to use it in card making very well. So I love that we've made it super user friendly and easy to use. So I have a little dog that is insisting on going outside. So give me just about 20 to 30 seconds and I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I always let him go right before, but apparently when he wants something now. Okay, so I have a 4x9 piece of white cardstock here. And I'm going to use the inverted diamond stencil to create a nice background. So let's grab some delicate surface painter's tape. And we are going to tape down each side. Oh, I think someone asked me which hot foil machine I use, and I use the Gemini Glimmer hot foil system. Or not Gemini, Spellbinders, sorry, Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system. Even though I do have a Gemini Junior, I also have a Platinum 6, and I have always just gotten better foiling results with my Spellbinders. So, but I think that just is really dependent upon your die cut machine. Okay. So we've got this inverted diamond stencil, and I am going to just do a really simple ink blended background using our lavender ink. It's going to be really basic. I'm not adding a bunch of colors. And what I have found works best with this stencil is if you go kind of in the direction of the actual diamonds. So we are going to kind of ink blend from each edge on this one. And it's going to be a little darker toned at the edges. And then I'm just going to make it a bit lighter as we work down. This one would also be really perfect for using with pixie spray, but I just really did not want to get into all of that hoopla right now. So hopefully I don't mess it up, but this is a really good one for using with like a pixie spray or something like that. So let's do that. And we're just going to, I want it to be fairly light as we make it here towards the center. So I don't want to go too dark by any means. Ooh, I'm a little crazy there. That's okay. Got a little too much ink. Okay. Okay. So Nancy is saying that she always ends up with foil in places that she doesn't want. I get a little bit of overfoiling here and there as well, but I've always felt like it comes off really easy if I just gently rub it with like a pink eraser. So I had the opposite problem with when I was trying out the Gemini version. It always underfoiled on me. And so that was also frustrating. So I have had much more luck with my Glimmer machine. It overfoils a little bit, but I have never had an issue with not being able to just easily erase that foiling off with an eraser. And we're going to see if today overfoils a little bit. We'll see if I can showcase what I mean. Yeah, I'm not much of a purple person either, friends, but I love Pinkfresh purples. We have the best, well, I think we have the best purples out there. And so I don't mind using our purples, but I am not a huge purple person either. Okay. So I think, oh gosh, that might have messed it up a little bit. Okay, nope, it's good. Okay. I think we're going to call this good here. Darker around the edges. And a little. So we're just going to do a quick wipe down. I will clean this later with a little bit of rubbing alcohol that I keep in a bottle on my desk. But for now, we're just going to wipe it down a little bit. Okay. If I can get the tape off. All right, I made a couple of little mistakes, but nothing too detrimental. And a lot of it will be covered. So I am happy with how this turned out. It's just going to be a nice little addition to our card. So let's get this tape off and get the stencil set aside. Okay, so I am going to cut this out with one of our slimline dies, but before I do, I'm actually going to trim it down because I have a little bit of a hard time lining up the slimline die to my stenciled images. And then, so then I sometimes am just, it looks off, and this is going to be an edge to edge card. And so I don't want to run the risk of accidentally cutting off a side I don't want to. So I am going to, oops, trim this down to in there. Trim this down along each side of the stenciled image. I love the stencil. I don't use it nearly enough, and every single time I use it, I just love the results from it. So it's kind of one of those sleeper stencils, I guess I should say. Like, we have it in our arsenal, and I sometimes kind of forget about it, and I just love it. I think it's such a great design, especially for getting that dark to light ombre fill to it. And it's really pretty in multiple colors as well. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so I have trimmed that all down, and then I'm going to take my slim stitched rectangles, the largest one here, and we base our slimline dies off of like the true slimline size, or standard slimline size, I guess I should say. And so you're going to see that this is going to basically just fit right in there. It shouldn't trim too much off. So I am just going to take a little bit of this masking tape or whatever painter's tape that I used to tape the stencils down. And we're just going to use it to tape it into place. Now this might seem a little bit more finicky, but what this allows for me is just the option that I won't run the risk of mistakenly cutting into that stenciling in places I don't want it to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this guy through our die cut machine real quick. Okay, line that up. I always feel like that's really loud. Okay, hot boiling machine is also ready. Ooh. Ooh. I put too much tape on here, but that's okay because this is going to be covered up. Hopefully it's going to be covered up enough. I should have used Post-it tape. I knew better. That's okay. Let's try to save this side. Oh man. Okay, be gentle. Hopefully this doesn't, hopefully I cover that up with things. I should not have used that tape. That was dumb. Do not use painter's tape directly on piece of paper. Here's hoping that I will have that fully covered when all is said and done with this card. Okay, I am going to set this aside. See my little mistakes there. We'll figure out a way to cover those up. I am going to set this stuff aside, and we are going to do some hot boiling. Okay, so as you can see here, my machine is good to go. And we are going to hot foil with the Hugs and Good Vibes, the new Hugs and Good Vibes hot foil plate. So I am going to actually use it as a guide here. So I'm just going to put this off to the side for a minute. Hi there, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. No worries that you're late. Okay, so I have got this cool little contraption here, and I thought we would foil in purple today. I have one pre-foiled in gold just in case I don't love it. This is called Lavender Petal. And I have some lavender petal. Oh, wait, obviously I have never used this because I have not taken the little open the little piece off here. Okay, perfect. And so we want to just make sure that we have enough foil to cover the hot foil plate. And so we've got this cool little contraption here, and I maybe don't use this right, but this is the way that I use it. And then you've got this little cutter piece here, and you just cut through these little lines, and it just cuts off the foil perfectly. Someone's asking what tape should we use. So I will typically use like a Post-it tape when I'm running things through a die cut machine. I just was not being super smart, and I just grabbed that tape that was closest to me, and I shouldn't have. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we've got our foil. I think we should be okay, even though I kind of, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our plate on the machine. We'll put it over here so you can see it. So we've got our plate on the machine. As you see, it says the platform is ready. So we're going to go ahead and hit this timer button. And while it is timing, I am going to go ahead and get my Platinum 6 up here. So it's ready to go, because I do have to use the Platinum 6 in order to run my hot foiling through. So let's get that ready. Okay. And then we just wait until this light right here stops blinking. And then we will sandwich it and run it through, and we will get to see. So I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't always have the greatest luck with colored foil for some reason. I have a super easy time with like gold foils and rose gold, and the rainbow ones have always done pretty well, but I do sometimes struggle a little bit with the colored foils. So we're going to see how this goes. We can always try it again and add shims if need be. So you want to put your foil down, pretty side down. Let's keep sticking to my fingers. You want to put it pretty side down, and then put your cardstock on top of it. And then I am going to take it out of the base here. And now you want to add your 2 shims to the top. Now these all come with the Glimmer hot foil system. And then I'm going to move this out of my way a little bit. And you want to run it through your Platinum 6 or whatever machine it is you're using. I just take it nice and slow. I don't typically actually come back, because what I have found is the pressure in my Platinum 6 combined with this is typically enough. And so I will get a bit of overfoiling if I go to with too much. So let's go ahead and take this away and look at how, and that actually ended up being perfect. So I have just a little bit where that place came out, but I am not too worried about that. and it ends up just being really beautiful. And I actually didn't have any issues with the colored foil this time around, which just is more proof that the Pinkfresh Studio hot foil plates are just fantastically amazing. Okay, so let's see here. I got to do a little bit of desk cleanup. So this is real hot. So I am going to pick it up with my little magnet tool, maybe like that, and just put it over here to cool off. And then I'm going to go ahead and shut my machine off and set it aside to cool because I don't need it anymore. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the purple. I enjoyed it too. Sorry, I'm going to make a little bit of noise here while I transition my desk around. Okay, so we also introduced the coordinating die for this set. And whoa, I'm flinging dies around here. I have to remember which way it goes. There we go. So now one thing I wanted to mention is that this also coordinates with a previously released stamp set called Hugs and Good Vibes. So we turned the main sentiment into a hot foil plate, but you still have these beautiful little botanicals and then the other interesting sentiments that go along with it. So that you can still build this beautiful mock-up on the back. So the die works with both the stamp set and the hot foil plate. So we thought this would be a really fun and lovely hot foil plate, and we're excited with how it turned out. So I think I got a little lucky this time around because, as I mentioned, I have had troubles in the past with colored foil. This one, there was no problems at all. And I would dare say that that might just be the Pinkfresh touch when it comes to hot foil plates. Yeah, Heather was mentioning too that mixing brands isn't always great. I don't think I have ever owned any other foil other than Spellbinders. So I'm not completely sure why in the past I have had such difficulties with colored foil, but I guess what I'm going to say here is I am not having those difficulties with Pinkfresh hot foil plates. So maybe it's just the Pinkfresh difference, friends. Okay, so there is our beautiful sentiment all cut out. And let's get some things put away here. And we are going to start building our card. So the hot foil plates, they cool off really quickly once you take them off of your hot foil machine. So I can already put that away back into its packaging. Absolutely. So the little spot where I had loosened up the foil because I took that tape off, I feel like, yeah, if you could find the right shade, you could absolutely do a little touch up with a Copic marker on there. I'm not going to worry too much about it at this point because I am going to be adding some of those lemon and blueberry elements. So it's possible that they might even be able to cover up a little bit of the flaws. I probably should have just trimmed out another piece of foil, but not really too worried about it. Okay, so let's see here. Let me I think we kind of have done all of the process. So now it's just a little bit more about putting the card together. So I have a standard slimline card here. I'm trying to remember which side this goes on. Okay, it's got to go on the side. Okay. So I wanted this to go edge to edge. And so this is a 3 5/8 by 8 5/8 card base. Kirsten is asking, will PFS be making one-piece dies to go with older, large washi tapes? If you are talking about the ones that we released over 2 years ago, the answer is no. So, but all of the washi tapes that we have released this year already have the one-piece dies. And so those ones from a couple of years ago are, no, we won't be changing anything up about those. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually get this background adhered down to our card base. So I'm just going to use a little bit of, what is this? A tape gun? I can't even think of the right word. Tape runner, adhesive runner, whatever that's called. Anyway, I'm just going to use a little bit of that to adhere this down directly to my card base. I always feel like this is the hardest thing to do, is to line them up perfectly. So bear with me as I fumble around with it a little bit. Dee and I were talking about how we need like a tool to do this job for us for lining the card up. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we are also, one thing that I did off camera, but I just wanted that we're going to add to it is I have die cut the fancy oval frame from our Essentials collection. I have die cut it 3 times from white cardstock and just stacked them together. And that is going to be a piece on our card for this. So I just pre-did it because that's just kind of fussy work and you didn't really have to see that part of the process. And I think this is going to be really pretty on here with the pops of yellow. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab all of our beautiful lemony elements here. And let's start creating a card. Okay, so we have the wreaths, which I know for sure I'm going to use. And I'm going to group everything together so that I know the different elements that I have to pick from. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that's the same as that. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Hi, Kinnery. Oh, someone's saying you can use your Misty to line up. I think I've tried that and I don't think I had very good success with it, but maybe I should try it again. I don't know. So let's see here. I'm kind of wanting to cover up my little mistakes that I made. So let's see how I can do that. All right. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are loving this. And this is where it just gets to be a little fussy because I am trying to figure out, see, now I definitely want these to kind of come off the edge. So we'll have to figure out to cover up my little mistakes somehow else. And I don't want the lemons to be upside down. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Donna. That's super sweet of you. I appreciate it. Okay. So for these little beautiful wreaths, I am going to just adhere them down with a little bit of liquid glue. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of each one. And this will give me a little bit of time to place my wreath and move it if I need to, where I see fit here. But then once it's down for good. I might need to add a little extra here. Okay, and then let's do the same thing up here and tuck it in. And so I think that that looks good. I'm gonna take this off for now. Let me just check and see if this needs a little extra glue. Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm just going to get these. Okay, so then we're going to trim the excess off. Whoa, flinging things everywhere, friends. And I'm just gonna trim the excess off. Now, I am not going to toss these because I feel like these are little pieces that you can use here and there on your cards and tuck them in. So I always keep these little pieces because I feel like they look great. But I am going to go ahead and trim the excess off the sides, and those I will toss. Okay. And then this side, here we go. Okay. And there is the start. Not super impressive yet, but it's going to get there. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yes, I really enjoy the Bearly Arts glue. You hear some mixed reviews from people sometimes, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So I don't have any issues with it. Okay. So then this is a very purpley card. Yeah, you absolutely could use these on an envelope as well. Okay, so we have these. I have these little excess pieces. Is it too much if I put them on the sides? Might be. Let's just see. Let's just see what we think here. Yeah, that's too much. Okay, we're not doing that. We'll save those for a different day. I do want to use some more of the little like lemony bouquets in the card. And I wanted to just hang, maybe this guy. Nope, that's too big. Just put this cute little lemon kind of in here as well. Almost like it's hanging from the end of the sentiment a little. And we might just call it good. Let's see, we might just tuck this a little bit under there as well. Perfect. Okay. Let's see here. So, okay. I'm going to set this aside for now because I am going to pop it up with some foam tape. I know I am using these 4 little pieces, but let's go ahead and get our frame glued down a little bit. And I'm going to just dot some glue on the back, and then we'll grab and get it lined up. The reason why I use these geometric stencils so often with my ovals is it makes it so it's fairly easy to line up, and it will be nice and straight when all is said and done. Okay. Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad you're loving this. I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out, but I am loving it too. So I'm excited with how this is turning out. So while we have that sitting down, let's get a little bit of foam tape added onto the back of the sentiment. You can see I'm almost in desperate need of ordering some foam tape here. And we're going to make sure I don't cut into my finger like I did last week when I was teaching my live class to some independent retailers, I was cutting foam tape and I cut right into my finger. I had to excuse myself for a minute to go grab a Band-Aid. Oh, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. And let me see real quick if this is enough foam tape to pop that up a little bit off of the oval frame, and it sure is. Okay. Lisa, that's great. I'm glad your nurses are captive. I'm glad they're enjoying putting together a card here. Okay, so let's make sure that this is going to fit mostly within the confines of that card base. And then we're going to need a little bit of time to, you know what? Pull this back up a little bit. I'm going to rearrange these pieces because I want to make sure that you can kind of see the lemons here and there. There we go. Okay, let's just use a little bit of liquid glue. And then we're just going to tuck these under a little bit. This one. Yeah, I don't want to cut off so much of that G. There we go. That looks better. Put a little bit of liquid glue on here. Yeah, you guys, I love this new Lemons and Blueberries set. I think it's so pretty. We're super excited with how, you know, our newest watercolor artist that illustrated this for us, she did such an amazing job with it, and we're thrilled with how it turned out. And here, let's see. Oh, we're going to tuck that under. Maybe there we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's get a little bit of liquid glue on here. Okay, and tuck that up in there a little bit, just so a little bit of it pokes through. And then this guy, we only need a little glue just down on the bottom of the lemon. Perfect. And then I think we can now seal the deal with the foam tape. All right. So look at this and look at the beautiful foiling on there. Oh, I just love it. And friends, I don't love purple, but I love Pinkfresh purple. And so I am digging how this card turned out. So, you know, we still have my couple of little mistakes that I made with the tape. And we are going to fix that with some jewels. So let me just do a little bit of cleanup here for a minute. And then let's get this card finished up here. Okay, so I think we're going to use the silver. And we might use a couple of just the jewels as well. But we're going to start with the silver, and I'm going to arrange them like I did on a different card that was in the release. And that should at least take a little bit away from that mistake that I made here. Okay, so I am going to do this. And you know, first things first, I'm actually going to tape down my mistake. So if you ever, or glue down, so if you ever make a little mistake, add a little bit of liquid glue in there and tape it down, and that will help as well. And then we're going to add these cute little metallic pearls. have a little bit of glue on my fingers so they keep sticking. Okay. And then I want the little teeny tiny guys, which I'm probably going to need to do one of these. This is always going to be a little bit more of the finicky part. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so we need to do these guys. I know, I love the gold too, but I thought that the silver was and I used the gold way more during the release than I did the silver. So I just figured in the live today, it would be better to use the silver. Ooh, and I think that is such a fun touch, and it helps me cover up. It helps me cover up my little mistake that I made there. Someone's saying they can hear birds on my end. I don't have any windows open, but maybe the birds are just being extra chirpy today. Okay, I have to remember what size I used again. Oh, that's a good idea, Heather. Oh, this might be a little off screen. You know, now I can hear it. They are being like super extra chirpy today. We got little happy birds out there. Okay, let's see here. Let's get those final ones. Okay. And there, you know, you might still be able to see the mistake a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so let's get a little bit of liquid glue here, and let's get these glued down. It's already kind of stuck. Must be sticking to that extra glue I had under there. Okay. I'm glad you guys are liking the purple and silver together. I think they're very pretty. Get back there. All right, let's get these arranged a little better on here. Okay, I can't really lift it up to see if I like how it looks because I have these ones down here. I maybe should have glued these one set at a time, but I think it's good. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Well, Cece, if it's too busy for you, then if you recreated this card, you could just leave off what you think is too busy. Great thing about creating is we all have our own style and preference. Okay. All right, I think we are good. And that covered up my dumb little mistakes I made down there. Lesson learned, do not use painter's tape for doing that, for die cutting, if it's gonna actually hit on the paper. Alrighty. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. I think this turned out really super fun. I love the little addition of the silver, the metallic silver pearls. And that is our card for today. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm just gonna get these pearls put away so I don't knock them over accidentally. And then we will get this camera flipped around and Heather will pick a winner for the $15 gift card code. And you guys can go on with the rest of your day. So let me just get this flipped around here. All right, guys, perfect timing. My husband's just arriving home, so my dogs might, you know, might get a little loud here in a minute. And so we'll just wait for Heather to pick a winner. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Be sure to check out our new release. It's available in our online shop. And then also don't forget to check out the blog hop that's going on and the Instagram hop both. There's prizes everywhere, tons of stuff to win. So you'll definitely want to check all of that out. So it looks like we have a winner. Congratulations to Lisa McDonald. You have won today's $15 gift card code. So yay. So you will send an email to me, Zelia at pinkfreshstudio.com. There is no H on the end of my name, so it's just LEA at pinkfreshstudio.com. And then just give me a couple days to reply back. So congratulations. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We can't wait to see what you create with your new product. So be sure to share it with us if you like to share on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Okay, guys, that is everything I have for you today. Oh, a couple housekeeping things. No Facebook Live on Thursday because we will be both Heather and I are heading out on vacations. So we will not be doing Facebook Live on Thursday. I believe YouTube Live next week will actually end up being canceled, but we haven't discussed that quite yet because I will be on vacation. So it's likely the next time that we will be live is Thursday with Heather on Facebook Live, but next Thursday, not this coming Thursday. All right, friends, that is everything that I have for you. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.